Hey everyone, so I'm going to make a series on Manor Lords. It took me a while to actually learn this game, figure out how to play it. It's very challenging. The game is on early access. It's a phenomenal game, especially since it's a solo dev. But even if it wasn't a solo dev, it's phenomenal. It's really surprising that one person did this. We're going to jump right in. So if you do make your own coat of arms, just click on save. So when you're starting new games, and you probably will do that a lot as you learn, you'll have that as your default. I didn't put much effort into it. We'll just pick a portrait and we'll do the default. So the default campaign, we're going to be faced off against the Baron. And he starts off with 2 regions. So I've already found a really good map. So I'm just going to go ahead and load that. You always start in a random location. The game is extremely well optimized. Everything loads quickly, there's no lag. That was really surprising because a lot of games these days, they're poorly optimized. Even after they've been on early access for years, they're still slow, but this one is starting off great. So we're going to claim all of these regions. So we start off here and we're going to be faced off with the Baron. So how we're going to fight him actually is we're going to hire mercenaries. If we use our own troops, the men will go into we'll get ready for battle, and that will affect how much work is being done. Because instead of assigning individuals to jobs, you're assigning families. And I think the maximum size for a family is 3. But we're going to be using mercenaries mostly, and we're going to go out and hunt through these bandit camps. They're going to pop up, and they're going to be stealing stuff from us. And eventually we'll be raided. But this location is really great. We get a rich deposit. That's the crown to signify that. So that'd be great for getting hides, which we'll use a tanner to make leather with. And that's the first requirement for clothing. It's just having a basic material like leather, linen, or wool. So we'll satisfy people's needs. And that's very important early on. It's kind of like it's a race against time. We need to keep approval above 50%. And we're going to go below this because everyone's homeless. We don't really have much stuff. But in order to get more families, we need to be above 50%, and the higher you are, like if you're at like 60 or 70, I think you get a higher chance of like multiple families that might immigrate each month. So it's gonna be very important for the first year. Let's just get started here. So we need a logging camp. We can't do, if we go too close to the wildlife, they're gonna actually just move to a random location. So we don't want to disturb or cut down berry bushes or anything, so we'll just place a logging camp down here. Make that high priority. Not going to have them do too much. I just want them to get the logs. And we'll relocate the hitching post. So the loggers will cut down trees, and then an unassigned family will go and pick it up with the ox and drag it to the storage in the logging camp. So it's important to have unassigned families. They're the ones who do the construction and transport timber. We'll go ahead and get a second ox. Maybe I should put that right beside. Yeah, I think I'll just reassign that. So as soon as we get that built, we actually have to order an ox, which will be delivered eventually. So we'll just put that one right there, and we'll make sure. You're kind of just like painting roads, so it's okay to widen them like this. I'm not going to put too much effort into that though. And then we'll go to full speed. It's an absolutely beautiful game. I'm going to be going on the fastest speed possible. But it's incredible just watching them going and doing their jobs, building the houses like plank by plank. One thing too with this game, like wherever you start with your camp, you really have to build nearby because that's where your supplies are and things. If I wanted to move down here, I would lose months of time just trying to get that accomplished.
Hey, you! No slacking off.
Yeah, here we go. It's a beautiful game. Now, eventually we'll have someone where their full-time job is to work the hitching post. But in the beginning, it's just easier to have unassigned families.
Pass me the hammer, will you?
Okay, they're just waiting for one more log. So what happens sometimes if you have too many locations, the ox, even if you have this prioritized, the ox will be carrying the logs to like building sites with less priority. Like those don't have, those are medium priority, but the ox isn't prioritizing this, which is unfortunate. So there's still a lot of work for this game. It's on early access. Things like farming seems to be terrible. I'm not going to bother farming in this game. We're going to do, we will farm, but we're going to turn some of the homes into vegetable farms. So here's the Baron. We're just going to write back to him that he has no rightful claim. The diplomacy seems to be very basic too. Yeah, so actually I should have just made sure the logging camp was built first because they got distracted with the hitching post. So we'll put 2 families there. Initially the families just have 2 members, but eventually they'll all have 3. I'm not sure if they go above 3. We got all this built. They'll finish this one. I think I'm just going to babysit it. Okay, and then this is where you go. So whenever it happens, whenever the person arrives, they'll bring the ox. Could take a month or more. Usually it's pretty fast though. Okay, so we're still in March. That's great. So because the raids and everything are going to be coming this direction, I'll build my manor. Your manor is basically your castle. You can build walls around it, and you can build like arrow towers and things like that. And you start with a radius of where you can build around the manor, and then the towers expand the radius. So we could like wall off this region, because the raiders will come and burn everything down. You can raise your army, like they notify you. So you do know that they're coming, and you can send your army out. But eventually I'd like to have some walls. And we got some stone there. We'll need the stone to make the manor. It's just kind of tricky in the beginning. How am I going to lay everything out? If you hold control, you can adjust the road curvature. I'm just going to... I think that's fine. We really want to... I'm not going to build super close. But we'll have to get some hunters up and running. Like normally I'd build really close, but it's a really long travel time. So just meet them in the middle here. Actually, I think I would have... I think we're just going to try to get some parallel lines a little bit. Parallel in between there, just kind of straighten that out a little bit. And then we'll build the hunter. So over here in the housing section, I like to build the marketplace right away. They're going to go to the granary or storehouse, get the goods, and they're going to make stalls. First they'll make stalls for the market, and then they'll go and supply it by the storehouse and granary. So we'll keep those really close. You don't have to have like a huge marketplace, but I'm going to build around the market. So because it's large, it gives me more area to kind of design my houses to be around, to be within walking distance. So it vastly improves logistics. just go ahead and get some roads here. The reason why you want to finish it off right here is if I hold Alt, I can delete this, and it's only going to delete this section instead of the whole thing. And it's really good to define an area with roads when you're setting up your house in. It just makes it easier to snap things together. So we'll start with the market. I think straight away we'll go for houses. So with the houses, they're also going to be your craftsman, like your blacksmith, your tailor, your brewer. And then some will just be like a chicken coop in the backyard or no backyard. Wonder where I should put. I think I should start off with some large farms. The first area is very difficult to set up. We'll just go ahead and define it with some roads here. Yeah, I'm gonna start from down there actually. So this is really great with the housing plots. You can, like, the curves in a road, doesn't really affect it too much. You can have really interesting looking plots. So for this one, it could be a decent size for the vegetable farm. The vegetable farm and orchard is the bigger your backyard, the more you can harvest. This means you have a second plot, so a second family you can upgrade that whenever you want. I think at level 3 housing, you can always add an additional family. So having 2 families with a big backyard would be great for doing the farming, because it will distract them from work a little bit. Okay, I just threw a road down there. This is a really good size for the backyard. So go ahead and do that. So we have the additional house, we have the expansion slot. Need the expansion slot even for, like, if you want to do a Fletcher or something. Now for the Fletchers, the blacksmiths and the tailors, if you assign that house to be one of those, that's their permanent job. You can no longer assign them for anything else. But the chicken coop, the vegetables or orchards, you can still assign those families. Okay, I don't want to get too distracted here. It's hard enough not recording a video just to remember to do stuff. We will have to get... I think I'll put that right there actually. That's the water well, and what else did I want? Oh yeah, the tannery. So that's under production industry right there, and we'll set the tannery up. We'll keep the workplaces in around where the houses are as well. We don't have enough wood, so we'll just wait for them to gather that. Yeah, so the King's Road, that's the only road that we can't remove, but everything else we can. So the well got finished really fast. Alright, this is only going to give potentially only 4 housing areas, so I want to have some smaller plots. This might be a little bit too big. So 3 single family homes, where we get, this is okay actually, I'll go ahead and do that. We can have some chicken coops in the back there, or maybe turn them into a tailor eventually or something. Okay, so that's one. This is where you expand the living space. So I spent 20 gold or whatever that is to get the ox, and then it's 15 gold each to set up the vegetable garden. So the vegetable garden is going to take a while. You got to plow the field, sow it, and then they'll go do their work or whatever and come back and harvest it later on. So we're going to get like a big crop, I think maybe like once a year or something. And then the chicken coop, just get a passive yield every month or so. So we will want a lot of chicken coops eventually. Let's go ahead and give it living space there. Okay, that's great. Just one more. So all the families are housed. So now I'm going to go and get the storage. Did I place a tannery? I don't think I... We'll do the tannery first, actually. I thought I placed it. Oh yeah, I was going to, but there wasn't enough timber. So just to kind of plan things out a bit, as we develop the village, we'll start getting development points. I'm going to go this section. So it'll make the maximum cost for a trade route will only be 25. When you're setting up trade routes for weapons, other goods you can sell without one. A trade route just guarantees they're going to visit you. But the weapons, you actually have to purchase the trade route first, and they're very expensive. I think they're up to like 80 or 90 gold. So that's going to reduce that to 25. And everything we buy has a tariff of 10. So if barley costs 2 per unit, it's actually 12 per unit until we get this. So I'm definitely going to get these two straight away. And we're going to import barley and linen. The farming just really sucks, or I'm terrible at it. But I think with this game, you don't want to try to do everything. The less you do is better, because then we can just focus on an industry of making planks from timber, exporting that, using planks to make war bows, exporting that. Okay, so that's all done, and we have 6 timber. We'll just let it keep going, and then... So that's going to fit in there quite nice. So sometimes there's kind of like a gap, and you go, I can't really fit anything in there. Sometimes is a great spot for putting a house. I should have defined it totally so it would have worked out easier. You can just fit in there and go, this is going to be a great place for a tailor or something. There's no backyard for that. There's the backyard. So you can kind of, I always fiddle around with this, trying to find the optimum location. But the roads here help. I think if I went to there... Okay, there we go. I didn't do that right. That was just like a test anyways. That's what you fiddle around with, try to find the optimal location. I may be able to fit something in there. So that is a tannery. We'll need a granary and storehouse. I think I'm going to... Where's this headed to? Oh, I got myself turned around. This would have been better a little bit straighter. Oh, I didn't set that up. That was just like one huge long road. Okay, and then we'll put storehouse. Okay, I just put the granary instead. It kind of fits there a little bit better. Then we'll put the storehouse beside it. And we'll get someone getting the hides and the meat. So if you're not actually, if you don't have a tanner and you don't have someone working in the storehouse, as soon as they get their storage full with hides, they'll stop hunting. But because I have a tanner, I think she'll walk over and pick it up. And in terms of hunting, so we're going to leave at least 10 animals here. That's the default. But because this is a rich deposit, instead of 20 maximum wild animals, there's 40. But you want to, if you kill too many animals, it'll take forever for them to reproduce. Okay, the granary is finished.
on, laddie.
Yeah, that's a decent spot there. So to get the food put away, I'll just temporarily have someone work the granary. Eventually, we'll have a full-time job for someone there. But we're at 48. Hopefully we can... Right, I need someone... We're going to have to just have one family doing the login. I'll get the tanner up and running. Okay, so they've already grabbed the food. Just have them grab goods. Yeah, so if you have someone work in the granary, they will build a stall and sell whatever food is in there. The same thing for the storehouse. And then we can upgrade these buildings to have more storage. So the next thing will just be the firewood stall. So the woodcutter's lodge. We're going to keep them away from the logger just because they'll be competing too much. They're competing for the same thing, so... Eventually we'll have a forester down here to replant the trees. I think this is a decent spot. Oh, I always forget this. So everything's built. You just click on there and we'll build a vegetable garden. Without fail, there's always something I forget to do. But you can see that because it's so big, they have a huge plot. So the tanner's already built a clothing stall. That's great. I mean, it's May. If we can get above 50 for next month and get an additional family, that'll be great. We've got 5 level 1 families and 6 homes. So I also want to get additional homes built. Yeah, I think I might figure out this slot right there. Yeah, so that's pretty decent. We'll have 2 families and 1 backyard. And then we should be able to do that. Should be a good width for some houses down here. Also, we can turn things around. That's not a good location, I guess. Okay, so that's a perfect location right there. This would be great for maybe some chicken coops later on. But that should give us enough. I don't mind for the chicken coops and the vegetable. I don't mind putting 2 families there. But I don't want to have a 2-family plot and turn them into a Fletcher. At least not in the early game, because I desperately need families to be unassigned. I don't want to lose 2 families to a specialized building. Just put that fast speed. Okay, so that's done. Not sure what I can actually reduce here. We want to get the church, and to get that we'll need to build a sawmill. I think I can, yeah, I can assign them. We'll need to have a full-time woodcutter. And we're 51, so that's great. I think we'll just finish the construction and then I'll have to build the sawmill. So we'll just go ahead and plot that down right here.
We all know what that means,
So with the sawmill, you definitely need someone unassigned just to use the ox, because they'll go and grab the log and bring it to the sawmill. So we got a level there. We're going to go for the trade logistics. And I guess I'll talk a little bit about our strategy here. So next year, it's going to be a mad rush. The Baron's going to go out and claim all these regions. We need influence to claim a region, and you can gain influence by defeating the brigands over here. More tents will pop up, and they'll be raiding us. And once you rate a 10, you have a choice of regional wealth, which is over here, which we can upgrade buildings, or we can take the money to our treasury. And this is where we can hire mercenaries. So because we got our first development point, the king or whoever sent us over 20 spears and 20 shields. So we can go and assign the militia. They'll just take the weapons to their homes. But then eventually, if we can go ahead and hire mercenaries once we get gold. And you can get like pretty big armies, I think. But that's what we're going to do. Because if you hire a mercenary, they're not going to affect any of your production. And who cares if they die? You have to pay them monthly. But you can just have them do the tents and then disband them before the month is over. Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. Just have to finish this up in that house. So it is different. Like sometimes it looks like they're doing carrots. These fields looks like cabbage. And if we click on the house here, so one of them is a tanner, one's a woodcutter, and then one family, there's three family members totally from that house who are doing the farming. So you're not completely affecting the work efficiency. And it's temporary. Once they're done this, it'll be fine. And I don't know if they have two families. That's just there's two families there and... Okay, two families there. Alright, we just have to do this sawmill here.
Just give me a hammer and something needs to not move.
So I think what I'll do is I'll take someone off of the... I only have one leather left. This one is kind of tricky. So you have like one here. Where do all our people go? Just one person working there. And the hunter. I could take someone off the hunter actually. I'm just desperate, or just kind of wait until we get one more family, then we'll do the saw pit. Or actually, I could take someone off timber and do that. We just need 20 saw planks, doesn't take too long. And then we can build the church. This is kind of like a bug. Whenever this is full, it says generic storage is full. Yeah, we're already at 15, so that's great. Okay, we've got enough for that. So if I'm going to have people be building a church, I may as well take them off the saw pit. Because I need two families available. One to carry the planks over and other stuff, and then one family to start building. Okay, so that's under housing, and then we have a wooden church. I'm going to try to keep everything compact. Well, that kind of fits in perfectly right there. And they will prioritize that anyways. But this will make people a lot happier, and hopefully we get a family. I really love this game. But to be honest, like initially it was so frustrating. I was absolutely terrible at it. But once you start learning things, did we just get a bunch of families? We have 6 families now. Okay, so we'll get someone on the timber. It's just a matter of figuring out how there's a lot to learn in this game. Like it takes a while before you realize like how does the combat work and how do you get influence and all this stuff. So the bandits are stealing our food. Sometimes they steal a lot of stuff. So that's gonna be really annoying until we can take out those camps. Yeah, and then we'll have to set up some stone cutters later. And then we'll build our first administration building, which is the manor. And then from here we can set taxes. So a tithe for the church will give us influence. We can set up what percentage that is. And then we can add various types of taxes to... And those taxes, I think, just go to our personal treasury. Okay, so a bandit camp was sighted. Some of them are, like, they sight things, I think, pretty much anywhere on the map. So if the Baron raises a military, that'll be sighted. So we've got one up there, one there, and... yeah, just 2, I think. Okay, so that's done. We don't have to house this, which is great. But I'm gonna have to go and get those rocks, those stones. We'll just put them... It's not really... Yeah, I think that's an okay spot for now. They're just gonna walk over, pick up the stones, and then walk back. They don't use the ox for that, I don't think. Nice, we got another family, so we'll have to get someone on the planks and let's start trading if we can. So we have a trading post for all our goods, and then we have a livestock trading post. We'll need that to get sheep for our farms eventually. I don't know if we'll actually even do any type of livestock farming. But we'll keep the trader on the King's Road. Maybe like, actually like maybe just like this and then build a road between there. So were they happy? They're happy with the clothing supply and the church level. If we can get a forager for fruit, they'll get it. The more types of food they have, the happier they'll be as well. It's a really long walk. It won't take too long to get enough stone. Okay, from here, I might just pause the recording for a bit and we'll just... Well, I can set up the trade, I think. So for this, we'll have to assign a family. But we'll start with exporting planks. And this is our desired surplus to maintain. We'll need a lot of planks eventually for building the walls. But I think that'll be much later, so... I think we'll just hold on to 10 planks for now. And I just don't have the extra family to do anything though, because I need that unassigned family to guide the ox still. Random traders will come and trade with you. But when we can afford it, we'll just these trade deals are cheap.
Fresh start.
We will establish a trade route so that it's guaranteed someone comes to buy planks every year. We have enough families? Yeah, we have 7, and I will have to keep an eye on having enough housing. So I'm not sure what I'm going to build next. Oh, a new family came in, great. So we'll assign them to the trading post. And then we could purchase a horse. We need some stable space, a hitching post. And we'll use the horse to be able to transport a lot more goods. And we can just upgrade them right here. I'm not really going to purchase a horse for a while, I don't think, though. I'll just upgrade one anyways. Okay, we got 20 gold. We got 40 gold now, so to get more approval rating, we could start having some chicken coops. And our food is kind of low, so let's go ahead and do that. Eight families and 10 homes. I'm just not sure where I'm going to put everything. Got 38 stone already, wow. So let's go ahead and get some taxes and influence. So I think somewhere around here would be a great spot for that. What am I low on? Or just timber? Okay, so I'm trying to fit a plot. We're waiting for timber. I'll make the episode probably about 45 minutes. I'll just get the manor done before I end it. But this is where I kind of look at, can I make this a little bit wider? Can I fit in potentially a backyard there? This is where I don't mind doing this, just kind of making micro adjustments here. We can make a road thicker. But maybe putting a slight curve could help as well. Yeah, just making a slight little bend there, and we're able to go all the way there. We can get 2 double plots with extensions in the backyard. So I think that'd be a good location. The well is always a little bit awkward, so I mean, preferably I wouldn't go back that far to the road. I think what I could do to stop that is just have a little bit of a road there. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. So they can continue. There's not going to be a fence here. They can just walk up here to get water or whatever. And we'll have 2 double plots back there. So I'm getting low on food now. Don't have enough wealth to get a second chicken coop. So maybe I'll just take some time. Yeah, we've got so many planks there. So we'll just take them off of that. Got plenty of leather. A little bit of vegetables now and some eggs. So we can't do any harvesting in December, so it's probably too late to try and get some berries. There's a ton of wild animals, so we'll just get 2 hunters there. And with all the leather I'm getting, I could potentially get a cobbler. We just need to be level 2, and then I'll preferably do that in a single family home. Maybe one of these ones. Alright, so we will go ahead and get this built. I mean, I do prefer to have it facing this street. So that looks okay too. I'll just set that up there. And then we'll build the manor We're gonna need 5 timber. I took someone off the stone cutting and I put them on the logging. Yeah, 77%. That's great. We're still in the first year. Okay, so we have enough for this. Okay, I'm just going to zoom out. This is where we want to be facing. I don't know, this might be like too far away. I kind of like it though. It's a nice opening. So put that right there, and then you can place roads and walls and gates. To actually get the gate, you need to first build the road and then just build the wall over it, and the gate will appear. We're just going to go and commit to that. So we can't go back in there until the manor's done. But that should be a good enough spot. So I think here, I'll keep the single family home for now. We'll make them, we'll just try to upgrade level 2 eventually, and then I'll make them a cobbler, which will make them even happier. But right now, like, they only want, level 1 wants one type of clothing, just basic, and then level 2 will want shoes, clothing, like tailor-made clothing or a cloak. But we'll have the cobbler to satisfy the second need. We'll need a tavern, so we'll have to import a bunch of barley, make a malt house, and then turn one of these houses into a brewer. And then build a tavern. So the more things you do yourself, like the more dedicated workers you need. So no one's on to there. We'll put someone on the saw pit. And we got 59 gold. I'm going to straight away. So that's a chicken coop. We'll have a second one. We'll upgrade them first. So we've got 10 families. That's great. For the first year, I think that's pretty good. And the more families we get, they'll eventually fill up the army here. Right, another family moved in. That's awesome. And we should be able to make this into a chicken coop. Because we're just not doing too well on the food there. This is going to be perfect. We should be done this in a couple of minutes, and then we'll end the episode. I'll just show you how the castle works. Okay, I just got another family. So at this point, I'm tempted to put someone permanently at the hitchin, or the stable now. Because there's still someone feeding the saw pit. And it's taken a long time for them to get all the goods over here. Like ideally I'd have 2 people in the stable. Ooh, 114 gold, that's awesome. So maybe like we'll just go and get another ox and fill this stable up. And then I could have 2 people working there eventually. But I also want someone on the granary and stable and stuff. Okay, but it is January and we have 13 families. That's awesome. So we can, like, soon should be able to get like a Fletcher up and running. So where should we do that? I guess I didn't upgrade these on purpose, which was very smart. So I'll upgrade this house and make them a Fletcher. So there'll just be one family making war bows, but that'll make us so much powerful. And we'll have to get a tailor to make gambesons. Because our spearmen will want gambesons, I think, and chainmail and helmets. Gambesons are like, I think it's layered linen. So if like it does have like a slashing resistance. If the edge of the blade isn't fully straight, it can get tangled up on the linen a little bit. And I guess some bludgeoning resistance. Okay, we're almost done this. Man, this has been a great start actually. I'm really happy with that. And I gotta keep building those houses too. We'll go see how that house is doing. I guess okay, that's upgraded. We'll turn them into a Fletcher's workshop. We're gonna lose one family by doing that. But the bows, that's something we can export. So if I go to the trading post actually. So for military, instead of like, sometimes it was like as high as 90, I think. But now it's only 25 for us to be able to, you have to have a route to export it. So we'll go ahead and purchase that, establish a trade route. And then I'll just set it right now. We'll keep a desired, we'll keep 20 bows. They will stock bows in like the towers and stuff. Yeah, I think it says villagers will go into, I haven't gotten that far into the game where I've been invaded. But it did say that villagers will go to the towers and help shoot. Okay, we finally just completed this. It took forever. So now we can, well, I think we can click up. Oh, taxes are right. So you click on the build-in and then taxes are right here. So I want to do some stuff like tithe. We only have 3 months of food. But in March, we can start harvesting berries. But the tithe can give like, 5%. And this will help build up influence, which we need to claim regions. And then this will give us, we lose some happiness. We're doing okay. And we'll start getting some treasury. It might be too early to do that. But open the castle planner. This is where you can start building walls. The radius is right here. It's hard to see because of the snow. But it's a really great system. Just click and drag. And once you drag over something, and then even when you got set up here, you can start, let me just get rid of that. You can start moving this stuff. And if you have more joints in there, then you can, I don't have a joint in between. You can move the joints to extend it that way as well, or hold the Alt key and then just delete it. We don't need to do anything here yet. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll end it here, and we'll see how long I can go with this series. I think we're doing quite well, so it's looking promising. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.